Phoebe, better known as Flame Princess, is one of my favorite characters in Adventure Time. She also happens to be one of the most developed characters in the series. Her conflict with finding out who she is and developing as a person was interesting, and while not having the level of depth as Simon, Marceline, or Finn, she was still afforded enough time to blossom into her own character. Flame Princess's initial personality is that of a sheltered girl finally being given the freedom to experience the world for the first time. Since she was a toddler, she was confined to a lamp due to her being stronger than her dad and being unstable to the point where she puts the whole world at risk. Her being out of the lamp and experiencing the world for the first time with Finn by her side gave plenty of fuel for moments that are cinnamon roll levels of sweet, as well as opening many doors for character growth. During their time together, Finn becomes Phoebe's moral compass. This sets up her inner conflict about her unraveling if she's evil as her dad claims, or just passionate but ultimately a good person as her boyfriend says. And between these two options, the answer is yes. Phoebe's debut episode, Incendium, shows the evil side with her turning the Fire Kingdom subjects into flambeaus, then goes to the Goblin Kingdom and torches it. But we see in that episode that she's more than chaos and destruction. She's an innocent girl who doesn't know any better. Her inclination towards quote-unquote evil is more so ignorance to the world than her actually being evil, which is where her moral compass, Finn, comes in to help. Through her relationship with Finn, FP learns who she is and what she's capable of, and the episodes that show that best are Burning Low and Vault of Bones. Burning Low is one of my favorite episodes for a few reasons, one of which being the character depictions and the scale in the episode. I'll do a full video on this episode at some point, but today I just want to talk about Flame Princess's role. Phoebe's aforementioned instability is what causes the scale of this episode to ramp up. She has the ability to destroy the world when she gets unstable. It makes sense that with that nuke hiding inside of her, she would think that she's evil. Her inherent disposition towards destruction and a dad who whispers evil in her ear is a good show of why she thinks she's evil. But Vault of Bones puts her face to face with the question of if she's evil or not. The answer not being a simple yes or no though. She's chaotic and accepts this aspect of herself, but ultimately she's well-meaning, even when it does flare a more evil side of herself. That episode also shows her in my favorite design she gets. While Flame Princess says she wouldn't hurt Finn, that sentiment is unfortunately unreciprocated, as he does some of the grimiest shit you can do in Frost and Fire. I don't like this episode. It's a critical episode in the show, but I don't like it, mostly for what it does to Finn, but I do appreciate what this episode does for these characters in the long run. Until this point, Finn was Flame Princess's moral compass. That same person that helped her find herself is the same person that ended up betraying her, using her secrets against her for his own selfish desires. This is also the point where she gets to develop independently from Finn. After breaking up with Finn, Phoebe, in a very confused mental state, finds companionship in a character who I still believe should have remained as a background gag character, but I do like what they do with him, that character being Cinnamon Bun. I like CB's new character, but I also feel like giving Flame Princess an arc of finding herself on her own would have been more up my alley. Also, for a bit, there was some odd romantic tension between CB, a full-grown adult, and FP, a 15 to 16-year-old, and I did not like that one bit, but once it's sorted out there, they're just a monarch and their knight, and only that, it's way better. When Flame Princess, who's now Flame King, reappears, she usurped the throne of her dad, and has tried ruling the Flame Kingdom with the best interest of her subjects in mind. She puts in place a law where everyone has to be honest, showing some hangups over what Finn did to her. And on a side note, I find it hilarious that Flame King is just a title. It's either that or she likes the sound of it and she decided, you know what, I'ma still be Flame King. After that episode, there's 4 more appearances worth noting. The Red Throne, the Cooler, Bun Bun, and Son of Rat Bear. In the Red Throne, Phoebe shows that she's fully capable of being the leader that the Fire Kingdom needs. She shows the people that the generations of hate that ruled before her and consumed the kingdom wasn't conducive to anything worth keeping around, then letting it be known that she will rule with the best interest of the people in mind. She also shows that she has no interest of rekindling her flame with Finn, and lets it be known that she has more important things to do than play house with him, though she does leave the door open for them to be friends. But it's revealed in Breezy that Finn hasn't talked to Flame Princess since this episode. The next episode that Phoebe has a major role in is The Cooler. In this episode, she witnesses somebody, Bonnie, going to extremes, bypassing gray morality and risking genocide to disarm the Fire Kingdom. I view this as an important episode in Flame Princess's development because she sees what somebody else in her position has done and is willing to do for their citizens and deems it wrong, even calling PB out to her face about it, something you can tell clearly does not happen at all, at least not in her own kingdom. The next episode we see her play a part in is Bun Bun. The B-plot of this episode is Finn and Phoebe reconciling and becoming friends, with Finn giving her an apology from the heart as opposed to his half-assed apology in Frost and Fire, or him acting like everything's all good like in the Red Throne. Finn offers a genuine apology to Phoebe and she accepts it, noting that he's grown a lot, which, yeah. This is Finn post Hall of Egress, the Citadel, the Tower, and the Comet. He's been through some shit. Also, something I thought was worth noting is that she says she's been practicing her Jake impression, and I took that as her wanting to reconcile and be friends, because why else would you be trying to imitate your ex's brother? At least in this context. Finally, in The Son of Rap Bear, she moves past any influence her dad had over her, as well as giving her another facet to her character, putting more stock behind her enjoying rapping. However, I hold the same opinion that I held in my first video, that being, I think Flame Princess should have been the DJ and the DJ Flame should have been the rapper. Or them both being DJs, that would have been fun. Because the aesthetic of the Fire Kingdom raving to a party ran by Phoebe sounds hilarious to me. I wanted to make this video because when people discuss character growth in depth, the conversation usually is about one of three characters, Finn, Marcy, or Simon. While not on the level of those characters who've all held main character status for prolonged periods of time, Phoebe definitely deserves to be mentioned in that conversation. She's a great character and I love her development throughout the series. That's what I've got for this video. I hope you enjoyed. If I missed anything or you have your own thoughts on Flame Princess, or if there's a character you think I should look into, drop it in the comments. With that said, subscribe, have a nice day, and I'll catch you later.